Hi. So June is Vitiligo Awareness Month, and I thought as a dermatologist and having done my postgraduate thesis in vitiligo, it's important we discuss the disease and address the certain myths and facts surrounding it. So what is vitiligo? Vitiligo is a skin disorder characterized by white depigmented patches which tend to affect various parts of the skin. It can also affect the oral cavity, the genital mucosa, the hair as well as the eyebrows. So why does it happen? So vitiligo is an autoimmune condition. Our skin basically has cells known as melanocytes which produce a pigment known as melanin. Melanin is responsible for contributing to our normal skin color. In vitiligo, our body's immune system targets and destroys these melanocytes, giving rise to residual white patches. Now, why is this important? Because across the world, people suffering from vitiligo are wrongly and unjustly socially ostracized and told they are cursed to have this disease. So let's get into the myths surrounding vitiligo. Number one, is it infectious? No. Vitiligo is not infectious, it's not contagious. If you come into contact or touch a person having vitiligo, you are not going to get vitiligo. Which brings me to my second misconception. A lot of people think vitiligo and leprosy are interrelated. Leprosy is completely different. It's an infectious condition and it has nothing to do with vitiligo. A lot of people think albinism and vitiligo are the same. Again, no. Albinism is a genetic defect. It's a condition where the hair and the skin become completely white and the eyes can also get affected. Vitiligo is not the same as albinism. So some people ask, is it because I'm dark skinned I have vitiligo? Again, no. So a person who is dark skinned conventionally is more likely to be concerned about the vitiligo patches due to the color mismatch. Apart from that, there is no cause for concern. Is vitiligo associated with a low IQ? Again, no. So a person having vitiligo is not going to have any direct associated physical or mental handicaps, and it's important to realize that. Which also again brings me to another question which people usually ask, is vitiligo associated with cancers? So there's no direct link between the occurrence of vitiligo and cancers in the body. So another very commonly asked question is, are there certain food groups or food items which can contribute to causing or aggravating vitiligo? So in this country, for example, in India, a lot of people say sour foods such as mangoes, citrus fruits, dairy products such as milk and curd, fish, all these things can cause vitiligo. There is no scientific evidence to support the same, and it's important to remember that you don't have to avoid any food groups if you're having vitiligo. It is beneficial to have an antioxidant-rich diet with colored fruits and vegetables, but apart from that, you don't have to worry about anything. Coming to the facts surrounding vitiligo, yes, stress can aggravate vitiligo. That's something which is asked, and like any other autoimmune condition, stress can aggravate it and cause a flare-up. It can cause the occurrence of new lesions. It can cause the spread of the existing lesions. Is vitiligo associated with other autoimmune conditions? Again, yes, it can be associated with other skin autoimmune conditions, like for example, alopecia areata, where there's like focal hair loss in certain areas. It can be associated with systemic autoimmune conditions like abnormality in the blood sugar control or thyroid disorders. Again, none of this is life-threatening and you don't have to worry about it too much. You just have to get a checkup once in say 6 months or 1 year to ensure you're not developing anything. Another thing which people usually tend to ask is, do people with vitiligo have sun allergies? Now again, if the vitiligo is occurring in areas which are sun exposed, such as the face, the neck, the hands or the feet, then due to focal loss of the protective melanin in that area, they are more prone to sun damage in that particular area. So if you use a sunscreen, again, there's nothing to worry about. Now, is there no 100% cure for vitiligo? Vitiligo, being an autoimmune condition, can be kept under control. So the existing white patches can be tackled with medical and surgical modalities after carefully examining you and deciding what is the best treatment method for you. But later on in life, if there is any triggering factor, the occurrence of new lesions, such as like, for example, any stress or any physical injury, occurrence of new lesions may always happen. So it's important to keep that in mind. Now I'm going to come to the last and one of the most common concerns. So we have a lot of patients who come and tell us that they have been rejected or have rejected themselves, potential life partners, because they or their family members suffer from vitiligo. So is vitiligo genetic? There is a role of genetics in vitiligo. For example, if you have vitiligo, there is a chance, like around a 5% chance of your child getting vitiligo. Okay, if you take a population of vitiligo patients, around 6 to 30%, this is the Indian statistics, will have a positive family history. That is at least one family member suffering from vitiligo. Now that being said, if two people who get married, who have never had vitiligo and whose families don't have vitiligo, have a child, is there a chance that that child develops vitiligo? Yes, of course. Because vitiligo is autoimmune, and autoimmune conditions need not be necessarily only genetic. There are lots of other factors which contribute to autoimmunity, like an internal immunological aberration or certain environmental factors. So, not marrying someone or isolating someone for marital purpose on the basis of them having vitiligo is not scientifically supported. So you really need to start addressing the unnecessary social stigma around the disease and really sit and question whether this makes any sense. Patients of vitiligo are suffering from emotional distress. They are having a lot of psychological and mental health issues because of this, because of the societal prejudices and not due to the disease pathogenesis by itself. So let's all spread awareness about vitiligo and support people who are suffering from it. Thank you.